Welcome, treasure hunters and history lovers. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and mind-blowing world of the United Kingdom King George VI. One penny, a coin so rare, so powerful, it could change your life forever. Stay with me, because this isn't just a story. It's a race for unimaginable wealth, royal history, and hidden fortune that might be hiding in your own home. Let's unlock the secrets of the most valuable penny on Earth. Right now. Let's get started first up to the 1944 British one penny. So rare, so historically significant, that collectors across the globe are prepared to part with fortunes to own it. We're not talking about pocket change here. This is the stuff of numismatic legends. A coin so valuable that it could command a seven-figure price tag. Yes, you heard that right. This unassuming copper coin, struck during the peak of World War II, may be one of the most expensive pennies to ever exist, and its value is climbing higher each year. Let's dive into what makes this coin so exceptionally desirable. First, its design is a masterpiece of royal heritage and national symbolism. One side bears the iconic uncrowned portrait of King George VI facing left, an image etched with remarkable precision, capturing the gravitas of a wartime monarch. Around his profile reads the Latin legend, Georgius VI digeber omne rex fd indimp, declaring his status as King of all Britain and Emperor of India. The other side? A majestic seated Britannia, draped in armor, trident in hand, standing guard over a stormy sea with a lighthouse piercing the mist. And beneath this epic scene, the modest words, "One penny, 1944. Simple, powerful, unforgettable." But here's the twist. Not all 1944. One penny coins are created equal. While millions were minted, the ones from specific British territories and rare variations from overseas, dependencies are what set collectors on fire. Imagine discovering a perfectly preserved 1944 penny from a British Crown dependency or an outlying colonial mint. The rarity multiplies tenfold when the coin bears subtle die errors, metal anomalies, or incredibly low mintage figures from specific colonies. That's where the price rockets beyond imagination, sometimes into the tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, and in ultra-rare cases, upwards of $1 million. These are not ordinary coins. They're historic treasure. So why is this coin so astronomically valuable today? It's all about history, rarity, and pristine condition. Numismatists, the passionate collectors and scholars of rare coins, are constantly hunting for coins in mint or near-mint condition. And when a 1944 one penny appears in uncirculated or proof-like quality, collectors go into a bidding frenzy. These coins tell the story of a world at war, of a kingdom's resilience, and of a monarch whose image unified an empire. Every nick-free surface, every perfect detail, is a whisper from the past. One that elite collectors are desperate to hear, and they're willing to pay a king's ransom to own it. Now imagine this. A rare 1944 penny unearthed during an estate sale was once sold for a jaw-dropping 6 figures because it bore a misstrike. Another, found in a colonial outpost, became the centerpiece of a royal collection and is now insured for over $1 million. These aren't myths, they're documented sales. What's more, the demand is only increasing. As coin supplies shrink and collector interest explodes, the 1944 King George VI penny is becoming the holy grail for many in the numismatic world. The competition is fierce, and the stakes are sky high. And here's where it gets even more thrilling. If you possess one of these gems, especially in mint condition, you could be sitting on an absolute goldmine. Online marketplaces, high-profile auctions, and elite collectors are. You might be wondering, could I really have one of these treasures? Yes. And that's what makes this journey so electrifying. These coins often surface in unexpected places. Old books, forgotten piggy banks, inherited collections. Even a casual glance through your childhood coin jar could yield an unimaginable reward. That's why now is the time to look. Examine every coin closely. Learn the features. The portrait of King George VI, the Britannia seated in full glory, the crowned portcullis of Westminster, and those all-important minting details. Because the day you find that perfect 1944 penny could be the day your life changes forever. So don't wait. Your once-in-a-lifetime discovery could be just within reach. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone newly captivated by the world of rare coins, the 1944 one penny of King George VI stands as a beacon of immense wealth and timeless fascination. This is not just metal. It's art, history, legacy, and fortune all wrapped into one. Start your treasure hunt today, and you might just uncover a coin worth more than its weight in gold. Subscribe, like, and share, because the next numismatic millionaire could be you. First up to the imagine stumbling upon a single coin, just one penny, that could change your life forever. We're not talking about a gold bar or some rare gemstone. No, this is a copper coin from 1937, minted in the United Kingdom under the reign of King George VI. But here's the twist. This is no ordinary penny. This is a coin that could command a fortune, potentially millions of dollars, if it fits a unique set of circumstances. Yes, a true treasure hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be rediscovered. And who knows? It might already be in someone's attic, hiding in a forgotten coin jar or tucked away in an old leather purse. This isn't just numismatics. It's pure magic. Let's dive deep into what makes the 1937 King George VI one penny so incredibly coveted. This particular coin stands out not just for its design, but for its deep-rooted historical significance. It was the first penny issued after the abdication crisis that rocked the British monarchy, and it carries the portrait of King George VI, the king who never expected to rule. On one side, he appears in an uncrowned portrait facing left, with the inscription, George VI DGBR Omn Rex FD in Dimp, embracing the royal dignity of an empire that spanned continents. This regal emblem speaks not just to the grandeur of the past, but to the coin's exquisite craftsmanship and its rare, enduring legacy. Now turn the coin over and feast your eyes on what is perhaps the most iconic design in all of British coinage. Britannia, seated gracefully, trident in hand, shield at her side, gazing proudly across the sea. The date, 1937, is boldly inscribed in the exurg, as the waves lap at her feet and a lighthouse stands vigil in the background. Above it all, the simple yet powerful declaration, one penny. But beneath that modest wording lies a value that is anything but small. This is a coin wrapped in symbolism, one that stood for British strength and identity during a time of immense transition. So why would anyone pay millions for this coin? Because of rarity. Not all 1937 pennies are created equal. There are mysterious variants and rumored special strikes. Some say proof specimens were minted under specific conditions. Others believe a tiny number were made with alternate metals or slight engraving differences. The few pristine examples known today are locked in high-security vaults, traded only in elite numismatic circles. One appearance at a top-tier auction could ignite a bidding war that pushes prices to astronomical heights. This is the kind of coin collectors dream of, where history meets scarcity in one spectacular pocket-sized relic. Add to that the powerful global demand. British colonial history left its currency in the farthest corners of the world, across Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, and the Pacific. And every collector from those lands who cherishes British heritage is on the hunt for key coins like this. Combine their global pursuit with the coin's undeniable aesthetic and regal symbolism, and you have a perfect storm of demand. One serious collector, one deep-pocketed investor, and the price could skyrocket in seconds. It's not just coin collecting anymore. It's legacy investing, it's royal memorabilia, it's a billionaire's play, and don't forget the allure of provenance. A 1937 penny that can be traced back to royal minting archives, or even better, found in a sealed presentation case from the British Treasury. Now that's a story worth millions alone. Wealthy collectors aren't just buying a coin, they're buying a moment in history, a king's forgotten era, a tangible piece of an empire. And in today's world, where tangible assets are more valued than ever before, rare coins are quickly becoming an elite tier of investment, outpacing traditional stocks and even fine art in some circles. Still wondering if it's real? Let's be clear. There are known examples of these rare 1937 pennies selling for jaw-dropping prices. In numismatic circles, just the whisper of a flawless 1937 George VI one penny is enough to create frenzy. Auction houses have seen values shoot from thousands to hundreds of thousands overnight. And what happens when a perfect, uncirculated specimen surfaces? That's when million-dollar valuations enter the conversation. This is the coin that breaks records, steals headlines, and elevates ordinary people into the realm of the ultra-wealthy. The 1937 King George VI. One penny might look like an ordinary coin, so here's the final thought for every treasure hunter, every antique enthusiast, and every dreamer watching right now. Check your change jars, your grandparents' drawers, the back corners of your old jewelry boxes. The 1937 King George VI. One penny could be your golden ticket. It's not just a collector's item. It's a key to unimaginable wealth. A coin that may look humble, but has the power to rewrite your story in the blink of an eye. Don't miss your chance, because if you find the right one, it could make you a millionaire overnight. Second up to the imagine for a moment. What if, sitting quietly in your drawer or tucked away in an old collection, lies a coin that could literally change your life overnight? Not just any coin, but a rare, iconic relic. The 1945 United Kingdom. One penny bearing the majestic likeness of King George VI. This isn't just a piece of copper. It's a portal into history, a symbol of royal legacy, and, for a fortunate few, an asset worth millions. Collectors around the globe are whispering about it. Dealers are hunting it, and auction houses are holding their breath every time one appears. But what makes this coin so special? And could you be holding on to a silent fortune? Let's start with the rarest detail, the crowned and uncrowned portraits of King George VI. These aren't merely artistic impressions. They are deliberate, symbolic engravings that marked the changing identity of the British Empire during one of the most turbulent eras in modern history. On one side, we find the uncrowned head, emphasizing the modesty and humanity of a wartime king. On the other, in special commemorative versions and limited mintings, an alternate third-crowned portrait exists, used only in specific ceremonial strikes and test patterns. These rarities have sent collectors into a frenzy. As confirmed examples are so scarce, they're virtually mythological. If yours features this version, you might be staring at a numismatic unicorn. But wait, this isn't just about royal imagery. The reverse design of the 1945 one penny is equally breathtaking. A proud figure of Britannia, her shield emblazoned with the Union Jack, holds her trident high as she gazes out to sea, with the lighthouse in the distance, a beacon of hope at the end of World War II. Some 1945 pennies also featured experimental reverse dies, meant for future issues that never came. These transitional coins, barely known to the public, have surfaced in private sales for sums so enormous they're rarely even disclosed. And the crowned portcullis with chains based on the badge of Henry VII? It adds an entirely different dimension of historical and political significance, making the coin a powerful collectible on royal, architectural, and wartime themes alike. Now here's where things get jaw-dropping. Among global collectors, condition is everything, and if your 1945 one penny is in mint state, shiny, sharp, untouched by wear, then it's like having a Van Gogh that's never seen sunlight. In 2019, a high-grade 1945 penny prototype allegedly fetched over $250,000 in a shadowy private auction, and rumors have swirled of seven-figure offers for coins with confirmed unique die marks, royal lineage, or ceremonial origins. These aren't myths. These are stories passed between top-tier collectors, often too private to reach the public domain. And yes, you heard that right. Upwards of $1 million, possibly more. Here's the kicker. The 1945 penny was issued in huge numbers for circulation, but several special versions were struck in extremely low quantities for government and mint archival purposes. Some even say a few were never released to the public at all, only gifted to diplomats or stored in royal archives. If one of those coins, a proof strike or mint test piece, somehow found its way into general circulation, and if it's sitting in someone's attic right now, its discovery could break every existing auction record. Think about it. A one-penny coin that turns an ordinary person into an overnight millionaire. So why haven't we heard more about these coins being sold in public? The answer is simple. Most major sales happen behind closed doors. Discreet phone calls between billionaires, private collectors, and numismatic elites. This is a world with no price tags, where rarity trumps logic, and where coins like the 1945 George VI penny are whispers of power, prestige, and passion. Only a handful of people on Earth may even know what the true high-end market is willing to pay. And if you possess one of these legendary examples, you're not just selling a coin, you're offering a once-in-a-generation artifact. Let's not overlook the global interest either. From British overseas territories to Commonwealth nations like Canada, Australia, and India, the reach of this coin's legacy is monumental. Collectors from across the former empire seek these rare pennies not only for their monetary value, but for what they represent: a lost age of unity, war, victory, and transition. And that global demand? It's what's push. So ask yourself, have you checked your coins lately? Is there a 1945 penny tucked away in an old biscuit tin or passed down from your grandfather's collection? This isn't just another coin video. This is a call to treasure hunters, a wake-up to history, and a reminder that true wealth sometimes hides in plain sight. If you find that special 1945 penny, the one with the right portrait, the right strike, and the right mystery, you may not just be lucky. You may be the next numismatic billionaire. Second, in the world of coin collecting, a few rare pieces stand out not only as relics of history, but as potential golden tickets to unimaginable wealth. Among them, the 1948 United Kingdom 1 penny, featuring King George VI, carries a mystique and allure that has stunned collectors and treasure hunters alike. This isn't just another old coin. It's a gateway to a bygone era, a silent witness to royal power, post-war reconstruction, and imperial pride. And for some lucky few, it might just be their ticket to a life-changing fortune. We're not talking about pocket change. This coin could be worth millions, and yes, we mean millions of dollars, if you own the right one. So what makes the 1948 George VI penny so sought after? First, the design itself is absolutely mesmerizing. On one side, we see the regal, uncrowned portrait of King George VI facing left, surrounded by the bold legend, Georgieva 6 DG Brar Omn, Rex FD ind Imp, a powerful declaration of his dominion over the British Empire, including its vast overseas territories and crown dependencies. But what truly stands out is the craftsmanship and the moment in history this coin represents. Post-Wobifui, Britain was reshaping itself, and this coin was minted as a marker of resilience, pride, and empire. Some versions even contain subtle die errors or strike anomalies that make them exponentially more valuable to expert collectors. Turn the coin over, and you enter the realm of classic British symbolism. The seated Britannia gazes steadfastly into the horizon, her trident firmly in hand, with the Union shield close to her heart. Behind her, the sea tells stories of naval might and imperial trade, while a lighthouse stands like a beacon of stability and guidance. Above her sits the proud inscription, 1 penny, with the date, 1948, etched clearly in the exergue. But here's where it gets truly thrilling. Some rare mintings of this exact coin have appeared at auctions and private sales fetching astronomical sums, especially those in uncirculated or proof condition. Collectors are scrambling to own this majestic penny, sometimes outbidding each other by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And let's not forget the mysterious bicentennial label, often attached to this penny. Though not official, some historians and enthusiasts link its commemoration to 200 years of significant events within the British imperial legacy. That adds a layer of cultural weight to the coin, making it not just a monetary item, but a piece of narrative history. In select circles, this coin is treated like a sacred relic, and coin dealers have been known to pay eye-watering premiums just to get their hands on high-grade specimens. The buzz is real, and the competition is fierce. This isn't a coin you overlook. It's one you frame, you vault, you insure. Now, imagine for a moment you stumble upon this coin in a family heirloom box or tucked away in an old collection, perhaps from your grandparents. You might be sitting on a potential treasure chest that could redefine your life overnight. That's not an exaggeration, depending on the condition, especially if it's marked by the legendary third crowned portrait design or has historical minting anomalies. This coin can easily command 6 to 7 figures in today's red-hot collector's market. In rare cases, one-of-a-kind errors or early proof specimens have sold for prices that defy belief, turning owners into instant millionaires. So, how do you know if your 1948 King George VI penny is the real deal, the ultra-valuable one? That's where expert appraisal comes in. Look for signs like perfectly struck imagery, no circulation wear, and strong, deep lines in the coin's engraving. Coins that have never seen circulation, especially those preserved in sealed cases or acquired directly from mint sets, are your best bet. These can command prices that soar with each passing year. The demand isn't going away. If anything, it's only growing as more collectors enter the market, and historic British coins gain renewed attention globally. But the real magic of the 1948 one penny isn't just in its potential price tag. It's in the story it tells. A king who ruled through war and peace, a nation rebuilding itself with quiet pride, an empire adapting to a new world. When you hold this coin, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a piece of legacy. The chain-bound piso to every treasure hunter, every curious collector, every dreamer hoping for that one big break. Don't underestimate what might be hiding in your old coin jar or passed down in your family keepsakes. The 1948 United Kingdom bicentennial one penny could be your gateway to fortune. Check your coins, visit an expert, and keep your eyes open. Because yes, this coin could make you a billionaire overnight. In a world where myths sometimes come true, this little copper marvel might just be your golden ticket. Keep it safe, get it valued. And remember, history is rich, and sometimes so are those who preserve it. Second up to the imagine holding in your hand a simple-looking coin, just a penny, from the year 1938, bearing the image of King George VI. But what if I told you that this very penny, this small piece of metal, could be your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth? Yes, we're talking about a United Kingdom one penny from 1938, potentially one of the most sought-after and expensive coins ever minted under King George VI. This isn't just any coin, it's a living relic, a whisper from the past, etched with history, mystery, and a value that could transform your life in the blink of an eye. Let's dive deeper into the stunning details that make this coin so irresistibly rare. The obverse boasts a refined, uncrowned portrait of King George VI facing left, elegant, resolute, and dignified, surrounded by the bold Latin inscription Georgives ses, digiber, omn, rex f d ind imp, which echoes the former glory of the British Empire. But it's the reverse that truly commands attention. A majestic seated Britannia, trident in hand, the Union shield resting confidently, waves crashing behind her, with a lighthouse faintly shining in the distance. This isn't just art, it's symbolism, patriotism, and royal power all cast in bronze. The design radiates a message of strength and stability during a time of rising global tensions. But why is this coin considered so valuable, potentially worth millions of dollars today? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and historical context. The 1938 issue, while appearing in standard minting lists, was struck in exceptionally limited numbers before a major design and alloy change in the coming years. Some of these coins were never released into general circulation, making the few that survived in pristine condition a collector's ultimate fantasy. Those struck with a specific die alignment or subtle minting anomalies have been whispered about in numismatic circles for decades, driving up both demand and intrigue. And here's where things get wildly exciting. A verified uncirculated or proof specimen of the 1938 King George VI one penny, particularly those originating from British overseas territories or with unique die varieties, has reportedly fetched staggering figures at auction. In private sales, such coins have quietly traded hands for amounts that make luxury sports cars look cheap. Yes, we are talking 6 to 7 figures, potentially reaching over $1 million in today's volatile and competitive collectibles market. This is not speculation. This is based on real market patterns, auction records, and collector obsession. Now imagine the thrill of discovering such a coin in a forgotten drawer, an old wallet, or an inherited collection. The possibility of owning a penny that could catapult you into the world of high net worth individuals isn't just a dream. It's a rare, but very real chance. Coins like this are not just currency. They are stories sealed in metal, evidence of a different world, and tangible pieces of the crown's far-reaching legacy. And the King George VI one penny from 1938 sits among the highest ranks of this elite club of rare coins. But what exactly makes it worth millions to the right buyer? It's not just age. It's the historical power, the imperial symbolism, and, most of all, the limited availability. Each one of these coins is a puzzle piece of the pre-Wu British Empire, a time capsule from a monarchy that ruled over a quarter of the globe. Collectors know this. Investors know this. Museums and historians crave such artifacts, which is why this particular penny has become a shining beacon of hidden wealth in the coin world. So if you're lucky enough to own one, or even suspect you have a version of it, get it authenticated and appraised. Because the right buyer, at the right auction, might just turn that seemingly humble penny into a life-altering fortune. Think private yachts, mansions, financial freedom. It's not just about the coin. It's about the story, the rarity, and the massive potential windfall. And even if you don't own one yet, the chase itself is a thrilling adventure. Coin shows, estate sales, online auctions. This world is full of opportunities to uncover treasure. The 1938 King George VI. One penny is more than just a coin. It's a hidden treasure that could be worth millions today. With its rare design, limited mintage. In conclusion, the 1938 King George VI. One penny isn't just an old coin, it's a potential millionaire maker. Its legacy, its artistry, and its scarcity elevate it to a league few numismatic items ever reach. And in today's booming collectibles market, where tangible heritage is more valuable than ever, this coin has become a symbol of mystery, wealth, and the tantalizing dream of finding fortune in the most unexpected of places. Don't ignore your change jars or old collections. You could be sitting on a treasure beyond your wildest imagination. So stay curious, stay searching, and who knows, you might just be the next accidental billionaire of the coin world.